Enter the world, but tread with care. Those roots remember every prayer. Carved from ash, from bone, from flame. The sacred beasts don't play your game. Here change comes, swift on silver wing, with dragonflies that bite and sting. Truth flickers soft and sharp as steel, and every wound must learn to heal. Don't come armed with hollow lore. This world won't let you fake the war. For those who think they understand, you'll bleed the fastest by your hand. So read and ache, be torn apart. These stories rise from broken hearts. With grit and teeth they scream and soar. You've never known a world like this before.
Welcome to Dhampir Sins, Book 1 of the Sacred Beast series by Sarah Yuher. 16. A cabin made of fries. Kieran. The scent of bear filled the room, and Kieran felt the pull of the sleuth stronger than usual. He groaned and lifted a hand to his head as it felt like someone was pounding his head with a hammer to the rhythm of his heart. Welcome back to the land of the living. A woman's voice cut through the pain, and Kieran peeked one eye open to the noise. The lights in the hospital room were dimmed to the lowest setting, and the sound of the heart monitor had been turned low. The woman in her white lab coat smiled down at Kieran. She was in her mid-40s, and her fire-red hair was pulled back into a neat ponytail. Golden eyes looked out from thin-framed glasses, and she wore no makeup. The wyvern's claw birthmark on her left clavicle peeked out of her spring green scrubs. Haven't woken up with you over me in a while, Kieran croaked out from a dry throat. How long have I been out? Dr. Sorka helped him sip water from a cup with a bendy straw. Quite a while. It's after sundown. Your mother came for a while, but once she confirmed you were tired and needed rest, she returned to work. Where's Kage? Kieran asked. The cup of water was already empty, and his eyes shot to the bottle of blood Dr. Sorka opened and poured into the cup. His fangs ached as they extended, and he resisted the urge to snatch it from her. She noticed his reaction and smiled at him as she handed him the cup. From the first sip, Kieran knew it was his mother's blood that had been donated, and it was like he was cuddled in her lap as a child once more as he sat back and sipped. It's always fascinating watching how Dhampirs react to a parent's blood, she mused aloud, checking the monitor he was attached to. He was released from the hospital this afternoon. It seems he feels bad about feeding on you so much the past few days. He went with your mother. How's he doing? He looks like last night happened weeks ago. A full sin feed and blood from both Aluris and Allura is a powerful cocktail for an incubus. Am I free to go? Kieran asked. He was already feeling better. Once you finish that bottle, I want you to rest for at least 2 days. Let's check those cuts from the demon dog, she informed him. Dr. Sorka grumbled about the stitch work the doctor at the police station had done on the worst claw marks. They were healing well, though slowly, but they looked better than the night before. She changed the bandages as Kieran finished the bottle of blood. Kieran's mother had packed an overnight bag for him, and when Dr. Sorka left to get his discharge paperwork, Kieran got a shower in the small bathroom. He was brushing his teeth when she returned. Adam was with her and had a bag that smelled wonderful to Kieran's empty stomach. He snatched the bag from his younger brother and looked inside. The 2 fully loaded fire alarm burgers and seasoned fries were still warm, and his mouth watered excitedly as he bit into a fry. Fuck, I love Mom's cooking, he practically moaned as he shoved fries in his mouth. Adam laughed, signing the paperwork and promising to make sure Kieran got some rest and ate all of his dinner. You're lucky I have my license now, Adam said as they got in their parents' car. Kieran was already on the second burger, taking his time with this one. Yeah. Are you taking me home or to the pub? Kieran asked. Pub Mom and Dad have kept Kage with them. They have him in a back booth doing reading lessons. Mom says he's more behind than you were, Adam said as they pulled out of the parking lot. He's catching on though. Seems determined to learn enough to read your collection of graphic novels. Kieran frowned at that. Really? Yeah. Rand swung by your place after you got arrested. It seems Kage went through your room. He laughed and added, our dear brother was nice and cleaned up Lacey's things from the floor. He even took a picture of the mess Kage left. Lacey's things? Kieran asked, confused. Yeah, your stuff was untouched except for Kage's sent on a few things he looked at. He still has that hoodie you always keep in your truck. If I sniff your truck, is it going to smell like sex too? Adam asked. Shut it, Kieran growled. Adam laughed. I will say your taste is getting better. I said shut it. Kieran finished his burger before they arrived at the Dancing Pig. The dimly lit interior was smoky with customers' tobacco smoke. He found Kage in the back with a large milkshake and a plate of cold fries, glaring at a laptop screen. The puppy likes to play with his blue ball, Kieran read off the screen. The mic caught his voice, making the cartoon puppy dance happily on the screen. Kage squeaked and jumped, momentarily scared, before he recognized Kieran. The rail-thin incubus threw his arms around him and clung tightly. Kieran felt Kage's fangs graze along his neck before Kage pulled away, shaking his head. No more munching, he told himself firmly. Kieran chuckled. Thank you. I'm sorry I hurt you, Kage said timidly, then noticed the bandages peeking out of Kieran's shirt. What happened? A demon dog wasn't too happy with being shot by blessed ammunition, he answered dryly, sitting in the booth and looking through Kage's progress on the learning program. You were doing fine. Why was that sentence a problem? Kage sat next to him and glared at the screen. I don't know. How are you feeling? Kage bit his lip and plucked at Kieran's oversized hoodie that he was still wearing. My head feels funny, and I have the shakes again. When was the last time you had a blood crystal? Kieran asked as Adam sat across from them, stealing one of Kage's fries. This morning at the hospital, Kage answered, perking up slightly at the mention of the blood crystals. That long, and you got this far with the learning program? Good job, Kieran said with a smile. Mom has them, Adam said, smiling at Kage. I'll go get him one. Remember, if I catch you doping up, I'll deliver you gift wrapped to Mom. Kieran called after his brother as Adam left to get Kage one of the crystals. I tried, Kage said in a tiny voice. Tried what? Kieran asked. I tried not to eat the candy. But I did. He looked where Adam had disappeared into the pub's kitchen. I tried not to need it today. It's going to take time to wean you. Be patient and keep trying. I'm sorry I was bad yesterday, Kage said suddenly. In the truck. I forgive you, Kieran said, patting Kage's shoulder as Adam returned with the blood crystal. The truck was forgotten as Kage snatched the crystal from Adam and ate it. He shuddered, and he happily relaxed into Kieran's side. When Kieran tried to get him interested in his reading lessons, Kage was more interested in sniffing Kieran and snuggling close to him. Adam laughed at the incubus's silly behavior as he handed Kieran his phone. Lacey had called him a few times and left multiple messages. She was alternating between angry and apologetic. Kieran, sorry I didn't answer. I was in the hospital. He looked up from his phone and watched Kage and Adam make a log cabin from cold fries, then looked back down when his phone alerted him to a new message. Lacey, what? Why? Kieran, demon dogs. He started typing that Kage had also fed on him too much, but settled on just saying he donated too much blood to Kage and didn't get enough sleep. Best to admit to cheating on her in person than just over text. Lacey, where are you now? Kieran, at the pub, watching Adam and Kage make a cabin out of cold fries. He took a picture of the cabin and sent that to her as well. He also sent it to his mom. This elicited an exclamation from his mother in the kitchen about just coming to her if he had something to say. Kage looked confused, and the brothers laughed as Kieran got up to show his mother the picture. His mother gushed about the cabin, rushing to look at it herself. Kieran frowned at Lacey's response to the picture. Lacey, people are going to think you're an alcoholic if you keep spending all of your free time at the pub. And you shouldn't be drinking if you were just in the hospital from blood loss. Best to get rid of that incubus. Kieran, I haven't drank anything except water and blood. Lacey, good. I'll head over and pick you up. Kieran, okay, I'll get Kage packed up. Do you want anything to eat? Lacey, leave him with your parents. And I already ate. Kieran, I'm his guardian. I have to keep him with me until he chooses to leave. I can't just dump him on someone else. Is everything all right? Erin asked as she entered the kitchen, where Kieran had been angrily texting back and forth with Lacey. Everything's fine, Kieran said evasively, getting a raised brow from his mother as he walked past her. Lacey, you left him with your mother yesterday. Kieran, I was busy with something, and I couldn't take him with me. Lacey, then I'm not coming home. Kieran growled at his phone, feeling his fangs extend. The thought of rubbing in her face that he cheated on her crossed his mind for a moment, but he shook it off, no point in being a jerk with his admission. He packed Kage up, and Adam returned them to the apartment.
"13 souls stolen, one rescued from the refuse. A man barely past a boy, raised by bears of blood-soaked oaks. As love grows distant, cotton candy tastes so sweet. Lust and love, what's the difference? The badger jokes and steals, the world sneers and scorns. Blamed for their father's sins, innocent hearts drown in Dhampir sins."